Hello, this is Dennis McGough with Growth Coaching Systems, and today we have a very special guest I think you're going to really enjoy. So let's welcome Michael Harper.
Thanks, Dennis.
Hey, how are you? Thanks for coming out.
Great to be here. Great to be here.
You've recently written a book called Change Agents.
Correct.
And why don't you kind of tell us what it was like and maybe where your motivation came from?
Well, I think, I've been in the insurance business a long time, and I've seen a lot of ups and downs, been through a lot of mistakes, and just have a strong desire to help people, whether it be in their business, whether it be in their life, because I've made mistakes there as well, and hopefully my results in my life and decisions that I made can maybe help people steer in a different direction to avoid some of those pitfalls.
Well, that ties in a lot with what, we do here at Growth Coaching Systems, which is basically help people live a balanced life. In reading your chapter, it was a lot of similarities, and I see your passion, for other people, but I got to ask you, what does it really feel like to be a best-selling author now?
Well, that's still kind of soaking in. Obviously, I've never written a book before, never even dreamed of writing a book, especially to have the privilege of writing one with Brian Tracy. So it's still kind of sinking in. I'm still kind of floating. It seems like it's not real, but obviously it is, and I'm very proud.
Well, and it's happened very fast, and I guess you've got some more very exciting things coming up, because he's also been invited to Hollywood for a special gala.
That is correct. It's the National Association of Best-Selling Authors to accept a Quilly Award, walk the red carpet. It's going to be exciting.
Wow, what an honor.
Yeah, get to wear tux, everything. So I'm kind of excited.
Now, I hear there's also going to be some special guests at that gala.
Yes, there is.
Jack Canfield, Brian Tracy will be there, some very well-known authors.
Right.
So
some very not so well-known authors, including myself. But that's
well, this is basically the Grammys of authors.
Of authors, correct.
So,
correct. But
awesome.
It is exciting.
Well, I don't want to just shift gears on you, but there's a section in there in your chapter where you talk about broken roads, and what does that really mean to you, and where did that come from?
Well, it's kind of a theme song that my wife and I have. We came from similar backgrounds, both been through failed marriages, and a lot of pitfalls, and I never really gave up. I'm not the type of person that gives up. And everybody in life has downfalls, whether it be financially, whether it be marital, whether it be health problems. The difference between people is those that get up and do something about it and those that don't. And so there's a song by Rascal Flatts called God Bless the Broken Roads. And we look back, and you can look back now and look back over the past 10, 11 years, and you see how each of those broken roads turned you in a different direction. It led you a different direction. Mm-hmm. And without those broken roads, she and I would never have met. And that was really a big turning point in my life.
Well, and the book is about embracing change and living a better life, and obviously running a better business, and really talking about struggles. And so I'm assuming in there you go into depth about a lot of your struggles and a lot of things that you've been through and how you've come out on top.
Correct. It's there's some things in there, some things that I've never revealed to people, mainly because of pride. But I realize that a lot of people are no different than I am. They've gone through struggles. They've been through some of the same things. Section in there where I talk about living out of my car, which talk about a low point in someone's life. You think you've hit rock bottom before then, but then you realize you really have. But again, that's the difference between people, is some people pull themselves up by the bootstraps and they come back to the top.
Yeah, I think, in a lot of highly successful individuals, you find that at some point, they had a very low experience.
Exactly.
Or multiple low experiences, a lot of times completely out of their control. And it's how they overcome that. And, you know, it's a powerful story that you have to tell. And in fact, there's a piece in your book actually where you actually had almost a life and death experience that really impacted your life. You want to tell us a little bit about that?
That was a big turning point in my life. It was almost 3 years ago next month, and was coming back from Dallas to visit my mom in the hospital, and was alone, thank God. I grew up in Texas. I'm a Texas boy. Grew up in North Texas, West Texas, where tornadoes are pretty frequent. In all my years, though, I've never seen one other than on TV. And driving down Interstate 45 south of Dallas, I saw my first real life tornado. And just so happened to be in the direct path with no way to go. And after all the clutter and the bang and the car coming to a screeching halt, I looked around and every seat in my SUV was completely crushed with the exception of the driver's seat. And so immediately I climbed out the window and I was bleeding, and they were asking, the EMS was asking, you know, were you bleeding? What's wrong? And I'm like, well, I have a cut on the end of my finger.
Wow.
And so I look back now and I think, you know, how precious life is, that, you know, we struggle with the day-to-day affairs of life, and they can be gone in an instant. And just by the grace of God, and people tell me, you know, you're lucky. You know, you're lucky. I'm not one to really believe in luck. I mean, I was put there for a purpose, and I lived through that for a purpose. And I think that's given me a passion to help people. I mean, whether again it be in their business or if it be in their life, that you know, live each day, because you never know, there may not be another one.
Well, it's that passion that you have that's actually brought you here today. You know, I admire people that want to share, you know, not just their successes, but, you know, some of the troubles and the things that they went through and the life-changing experiences, because it's that story that actually helps others follow in their footsteps and gives them motivation and passion to continue. You know, I've seen the pictures of your SUV, and when you say every seat was crushed, that's no exaggeration. When you see the photo, it's very obvious that somebody was looking out for you and somebody wanted you to tell your message.
Well, I still look back at the pictures quite often. Quite often. In fact, I show them to a lot of clients that come in. But what was even more bringing that to life was it actually was caught on video. And I actually have the video of the tornado coming across the school and crossing the freeway, and I can see the 18-wheeler. You know, it's kind of surreal once you step back and look at it, and it all happens so quickly. But it just gave me a real passion for life and not to take each day for granted.
Well, you know, as one of America's premier experts in your industry, and obviously you've had a lot of success over the years, what would you tell some of our viewers today, and what suggestions might you give them to help them live a better life?
Well, I think that we all encounter on a daily basis, monthly basis, yearly basis, we all encounter things in our life that can drive you down, they can beat you down. And the hard times are not permanent, they're always temporary. And a lot of people give up, and they don't come out of those bad times. And I guess my passion is to tell these people that, you know, the hard times don't last, but tough people do last. And I'm one of those tough people. And other ideas, you know, surround yourself, whether business, whether your life, surround yourself with successful people. I mean, nothing can bring you down more than to be hanging around people that are constantly bitter, they're angry, they're complaining. You talk about a mood breaker. That can stagnate you, can stagnate your business. And don't live in that stagnation. I mean, if something's not working in your business, if something's not working in your life, why keep doing the same things over and over? Change it. make the changes. And if you're gonna fly with eagles, I mean, you can't be walking around the ground with pigeons.
Yes, absolutely. Well, I know those are some heartfelt words, and from someone that really knows. He knows what it's like to be on top, and he knows what it's like to be on the bottom. So really appreciate you coming out today and sharing with us some words of wisdom and some suggestions on how we can improve our lives. And thank you again.
Thanks, Dennis. I
appreciate it. It's been a great pleasure.
Yes, sir. All right.
And thank you guys for joining us today at Growth Coaching Systems. And as always, see you at the top.